Hey, I suppose we'd better talk about the age of anxiety.
Oh, all right. You go ahead and start.
Well, after World War I, Western society entered a complex and difficult era, hence the name, Age of Anxiety.
Yes. Intellectual life underwent a crisis. This was marked by pessimism, uncertainty, and fascination with irrational forces.
Some of these intellectual ideas were logical empiricism and existentialism. But, this time also saw a marked revival in Christianity.
And don't forget about the new work going on in physics. I particularly liked the work of the German Jewish genius. What was his name?
As if you didn't know. Also, don't forget about Freudian psychology.
That reminds me, where did I put my cigars?
Dude, this is a school. You can't smoke in here.
Oh, sorry. This was also a time of ceaseless experimentation and the rejection of the old forms that characterized art and music.
We see functionalism, surrealism, and of course, jazz. Dude, what are you doing?
I was just dancing to the jazz music that's in my head.
Right, well, all those intellectual and artistic movements that had been on the fringe of society before the war gained a wider acceptance. This is because they seemed to express the insecure state of the mind which was indicative of this time.
We should also mention that politics and economics were disrupted as well.
During the 20s, political leaders tried to create a lasting peace and rebuild the prosperity they enjoyed before the war.
For a brief time, it actually seemed like they were succeeding.
Yes, until the Great Depression shattered that fragile stability.
Of course, it started in America.
Dude, not cool.
Well, it is true. And the uncertainty we saw during the 20s returned in full force during the 30s.
The international economy collapsed, and unemployment affected millions of people worldwide.
The democracies turned inward as they tried to cope with massive domestic problems and widespread disillusionment.
Generally, they were not very successful, although relief measures and social concern helped some.
Hey, stop pacing. You're making me nervous.
Okay. As I was saying, the relief efforts were able to prevent revolutions in the leading Western democracies.
Although, the old liberal ideas of individual rights, elected government, and economic freedom declined. They seemed outdated to many people.
And let's face it, in many countries of Central and Eastern Europe, these ideas were completely abandoned.
Oh, I know where that's going. This can't be good.
Don't worry, that's in the next chapter.